everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. Today I'm here with Mark Wallace, who is the Senior VP of Global Sales. So thank you for joining us.
My pleasure. Glad to be here.
All right, so Mark Wallace, my first question for you today is, what is the most surprising trend that you have seen for the top technologies that they're following today?
You know, I think one of the things that's catching my attention a lot is the massive shift of resources, of focus, and investments much earlier in the engineering development cycle. Earlier in the technology waves, oftentimes before standards are set, and that alone is not surprising because of the time to market pressures that are really faced by everyone in the industry. But the scale of it, it's going across multiple industries, from 5G to automotive to semiconductor. And for us, we predicted this future, 5 years ago, 7 years ago. We shifted more of our focus to R&D and to solutions, and that's really adding a lot of value to what's happening in the industry.
Great. So a lot of companies today are embarking in converging technologies such as connected car, IoT. What advice would you really give them in order to be successful in such a fast-paced and complex environment?
Yeah, it's a great question. I think the simplest thing I could give as advice is don't try to do it all yourself. It's just with that convergence, the complexity is so high, there really isn't enough time or resources. I just flew in from Europe. I spent 2 days with one of our customers who we spent a lot of time with, and they start off every meeting reviewing their priorities and deciding what's core and what's context, so they can work very well with companies like Keysight. And that's what I think is the best advice, is look for help and figure out what's most important, do that really well, and get help with the rest.
Okay. So just changing gears a little bit and moving to students, so the newer generation, what do you think are the top 3 skills that you would suggest the newer generation of engineers to really learn so they can be successful?
Yeah. I have 3 children, 2 of which are going to be engineers, so I've thought about this, and software is everywhere. I could say software, and just give you the microphone back, which is kind of true, but no, it's a huge demand right now. Software engineering, computer scientists. Here in the Bay Area, companies are recruiting students from sophomore year on. It's a very hot field. So I would say software skills is one. Number 2, I would say communication skills, actually, because with the complex problems we have to solve, being able to collaborate and communicate well is really important, and that's probably one of the areas that our education system may be falling a little bit short, is helping prepare students to be interacting with other people.
Right.
And then, the third thing is I would just say hard work. It's not easy to go through engineering school, but applying that in your day-to-day life, in your career, working hard, can really be a difference maker, throughout your entire career. So those are 3 things that I would give as advice to new students.
Great. All right. Well, thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate it.
My pleasure.
And thank you, everyone, for joining us at DesignCon.